has several like of those kind of like what are those chairs that you kind of lay down on, like a psychologist or a psychiatrist's office. Those chases.
Chase.
So he has several of those around, and you guys are able to lay on those, but he doesn't have enough for everybody. So some of you, or a couple of you, are have to lay on the floors because you have a total of 5 people going into the dreamscape.
Wait, we're doing this now?
I just basically said, like, is there anything you want to do before we start that? That's the whole.
I wasn't realizing that 100% sure. Okay. I think that even if it just makes me feel better emotionally, so I don't know if it'll even have any effect down there in the real world. I'd like to add, I'd like to put on my inertial arm.
Yeah. Technical issue before we really get into it. Whenever I double click on my portrait, it brings up a map instead of my actual portrait.
I may not set your portrait. Try everyone try theirs just to double check. Let's see.
No, mine's a blank square.
Okay, yeah, but I might not have set you guys up for this. Let's see, Kylaris. Try yours now.
There it is. Yep.
And Kylantha, you try yours now.
Am I supposed to be doing the one on the left?
Yeah. Oh no, you're the one on your actions thing.
Oh, over here.
And Darian, you should try yours now.
Yeah.
Still blank.
Still black?
Blank.
Yeah, it shows for me when I double click it, but I had that problem last time we played, that it was showing everybody else's but mine.
You may not have loaded up yet. You may, the next time you load in, you might have to kill your cache, and I'll show you how to do that.
Shane's doesn't show up for me either.
Yeah, you're going to have to end up killing your cache because you have something going on.
Okay.
Is it alright if I go ahead?
It may eventually allow you to do it, but yeah, like when you load in at the top right hand corner, you'll see this little nuke symbol. If you click on that, it clears all your local cache, and then when you connect to me, it's going to take longer next time because it'll have to re-download everything, but it'll refresh everything and get you back in sync again.
Very good.
What, Nicole?
We'll act like right before, when everybody's getting ready, I was meditating, and I would like to slap on inertial armor for one. Nicole?
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, how long is it for?
8 hours. I just clicked the button.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
You what?
Do I have to have myself targeted?
Yeah, you have to have yourself targeted. It says right there, AC 4, resist force.
Over here it still says 16.
Because I don't know. You can close out that page and open it up again. But yeah, don't. Unless it's a technical issue that prevents your gameplay, just jot them down, and then we'll look at it either at the end of the session or in between. But we can't spend too much time trying to figure out stuff like that. Brian, this is another. You actually saw Dante's sister. Let's see if you can actually.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Zero, and
see this one. Dante's sister. Let's see if you can. Did that share with you?
Yes.
Maybe.
I don't need to see my picture. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I'm just going to share it with you again just to see if that might fix anything.
It worked.
Oh, well, it worked for you, but not for me. I don't know if that fixed you, but.
No, it's a blank square.
All right. So that's what his sister actually looks like. But she's actually a banshee, so that's in her best looking state, I should say. All right, and you put your thing on, Nicole?
Yes, and it worked when I brought it back up again. But it says 20.
Yeah, it may just it didn't refresh properly.
Okay.
Okay, so
I guess I'm ready, and I'll lay down on the floor. Will we all enter the dreamscape in the same place?
That would be the best of all situations, but this I cannot guarantee.
Just as an FYI, John, if you don't want that, like the system sounds like the boom stuff coming through, right click your speakers icon, click open volume mixer, and then you can mute system sounds.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Now you're just showing off, Shane.
I'm just trying to make things easier for everybody. Don't want to ruin the immersion, like if he's describing a battle and we just hear boom, boom.
I know. I didn't know you could do that. I was like wondering about that for a while. Just telling it that something happened. System sound. So I'll get my window here set up. It changed on me. All right. Now we need to figure out how to get this stupid thing to. There we go. Dr. Housen lays you guys all down and tries to get you as comfortable as possible. He says, as you must now put your trust in me, my friends, he says very, very softly. Lie down upon the padded floor and we'll begin. I'm going to hypnotize you, place you in a light trance, and then send your dream cells into search of Silas's nightmare. There's no need to worry. I'll be watching over your physical bodies the entire time. You can see that he actually goes over to Silas and gives him some sort of like vial, potion perhaps, and Silas begins to drink it, and he says to him, "Tries to rest easy this time, Silas." He kind of says very soothingly, "These good people will be following you into your dreams, and they will see you safely back home again." For him guys to put you into an actual trance, he will actually, even if you're willing, he still has to kind of make a roll, and you guys have to actually fail the roll still, even though it's kind of like a charisma check, but it's still possible that you can't be put into hypnosis. So I need everyone to roll a charisma check. Charisma
Check or save.
check. It says check.
And check is control.
Just double click it for a check.
Jesus Christ.
All right. right, so we've got Kylaris 9, 9, 7. I think you guys are gonna be fine. Dante needs one too, right? Let's see. He might not be. Oh, actually, he will be. All right, now he needs to roll. He begins. He has this large, like metallic, kind of like one of those swaying things with the balls, and he lets it go. It hits, and it goes back and forth, and you can hear it kind of droning. You kind of yawn a little bit. You are getting a little bit tired, but you're not quite sure it's going to work against you. He's talking in a low voice. Listen to my voice. You need to go back to your perhaps childhood, to a place where you felt very, very comfortable. And if you can get there, and then all of a sudden you guys are all like on the same place. You're all standing on a ship. It's a looks to be like a great sailing ship. And 1 second. Now I realize that that may actually be loud, but it actually is going to be loud on the ship. So for the next, until I basically tell you it's not, you may have to talk louder so you guys can actually hear each other, because it will actually emulate what you're hearing in there. It's storming really ferociously right now, and as you stand upon this deck of this great sailing ship, you can see that the ship is currently caught in what appears to be an extremely terrible storm. And let me get my. I wish I knew how to get this thing to pop down, but it won't ever listen to me. It rocks and bucks beneath your feet as waves crash over the deck, and you can see that there's sailors here as well, and they struggle to secure the sails. At the massive wheel, you can see the captain Silas. His last name is actually Antropov, but he battles to keep the ship basically in course. He calls out orders to you, shouting for you to secure the ship before the storm is basically going to hit with all of its fury. So it looks like you guys, not being seafarers yourselves, may find it a little bit difficulty, but you could technically kind of rush towards where other sailors are at and try to like assist them in what they're doing to the best of your ability. So to do so, I will want you to make athletics checks. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. If I tell you to make a check, it's, you don't have to tell me what they are because I'm not. I have to write this from a PDF because there's no module for it in Advanced Downs. So I'll usually do over there, but
Apologies.
I went ahead and looked over now this time though. 10, 11, 11. Okay. So you guys
It's all your
basically,
fault, Shane.
you guys help by securing loose items and helping other sailors with their footing as the waves crash over the vessel. Um, After maybe about a couple minutes of this, you can see that basically this dream that you guys are in is starting to take on a darker tone. As the crew scrambles around you, you see a frightened sight in the sea. Great daggers of stone explode out of the water like newly born mountains. Each one rises near the ship, and you're certain that any one of these jagged peaks could easily slice it open the ship's hull. Silas turns the wheel this way and that with all of his might, somehow navigating the wayfarer through the terrible obstacle course. Another dagger stone juts out of the sea, scraping the side of the ship and splashing you with the water it displaced. Look alive, son! Silas calls, and you see a younger version of the captain tying down a cannon. That's when a jagged peak pierces the hull and stabs through the deck near your feet. I need everyone right now to make fear checks.
Here.
Yes. Basically, a fear check is just uh, a charisma check. Is that right? Let me double check. It's in that public folder in our
Mhm.
player's guide to Ravenloft. I think it tells you what to make it now. That doesn't actually tell you what to roll. But it's just a charisma check. No, it doesn't tell you what to roll.
I got it, Tim.
So it's a charisma check?
16.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Fear, I think it might be wisdom.
Can I stick with the charisma?
No shit, man.
You can take the roll and add your voucher thing.
All right, then I got a 17.
I'm double checking it. Check. Yeah, it's wisdom check. Sorry.
I got an 11.
11. Shane, what'd you get?
17.
17.
Mhm.
And Brian?
19.
Let's see. Okay. Shane, you and Brian are able to kind of pull through the fear of basically being out in the ocean. It looks like the ship is basically going to topple over at any point. All it would take is just basically he's missing these jagged stones just by several feet at a time. You hit one and the ship's going to go down. And again, remember, if you do die in here, you're going to die in real life. And it would suck to get off like right from the get go before you get into your destination. Nicole, you, however, are able to get through the terror of these massive night-like mountains shooting out of the water and up into the air. So you will play it basically accordingly.
I was already intimidated before coming into this dreamscape, and now we're here, and all this craziness is going on. So yeah, I am afraid. I will. Where I was trying to help and be a lookout and stand strong before, I'm going to try to hide in a cabin. If there's a cabin, I'm going to try to go in there and curl into a ball with the door closed so I can see what's coming.
Okay, gotcha. As you make your way over to that cabin area that you're trying to it's basically the captain's cabin. All the other cabin would be under basically in the doorway there.
Okay, I'll try.
So you can try to start going down that way. But you make your way down there, and you can see that the actual ship hits one of these jagged stones. I need everyone to make dexterity checks now.
Try not to lean back so far. You cut out pretty bad when you do.
Okay, and they will be at -3 penalties.
-3.
Correct. Or you can just subtract it from the end result.
Dexterity,
10.
Uh,
13.
if your acrobatics is higher, do it instead. Sorry, this old book doesn't take into account acrobatics and shit. I keep forgetting that.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
All right, that's a failure unless you want to do something.
Inspiration?
Do you have inspiration?
I do. If that's what these things are.
That's here, guys.
Oh. Do I not have any?
Not any inspiration. You see like that star there, right up if you did.
Add here, right?
Double click it to roll it. All right, so you had a 10.
No, because I have to minus 3 from it.
Oh, so
Be a 7.
correct. When everybody else gave me their rolls with the minus 3 already added in, Shane did.
Yep.
Darren, you had a 13
Yeah.
with the minus 3 added in.
Yeah. So I rolled a 16.
You have a 14. Because your dexterity is +1. So 16 plus 1 is 17. Minus 3 is 14.
Oh, I didn't think we counted modifiers too. So yeah, sorry, 14.
10, 14, and
7.
okay. So Nicole,
I was having doors down.
you were like trying to rush over that way,
Yeah.
but then you run into one of the other crew members too and kind of get knocked down, and then the ship actually buckled all the way to the side, and you're unable to grab on as you fall off into the sea. As you're kind of like floating down on the water, you wake up back in Ilhausen's office.
Yeah.
You two manage to keep your balance as the ship breaks apart around you. And you can see Captain Silas remain at the wheel, valiantly struggling to keep the vessel afloat. But his son, however, isn't so lucky. Monstrous tentacles, they reach the way out of the water and snatch the young man off the deck. Before you can move, the tentacles pull back into the sea, taking you found out, you hear his name is Aylar as Silas screams it out, Aylar! And the sounds follow you back to the waking world as you sit up on the padded floor of the therapy room. You can see Dr. Ilhausen is sitting there watching you guys all intently. He was actually consoling you since you were the first to wake up. He looks to all you guys as you start to shake off this feeling, because as you guys were sinking, I mean, it was just the terror of everything. It felt, like I said, it was really very lifelike, unlike any dream you've ever been in. Dr. Ilhausen looks towards you guys and says, this was some good work for your very first attempt. And he kind of smiles, although it's kind of a weak one. You must allow me to send you back. Silas is still asleep and dreaming. We can beat these nightmares tonight if you're willing to return to the dreamscapes.
Send me back. No, I don't know that I can do it. That place is horrible. I mean, there's things coming out of the water, and then I got off the boat, and I thought I was a goner. I was sinking into the sea. I don't know if I can.
Come to yourself, my dear. And he brings over a vial similar to what it looked like he gave Silas when he was right before he actually went down for a sleep. He says, "Take this. It will help you calm yourself."
Oh, very good.
Okay. And almost immediately, make a Constitution check. Yeah, that's good. So almost immediately you start to feel like kind of lethargic again. Not so much you're going to pass out, but it calms your nerves and you don't feel that same intense fear that you had just a few minutes earlier.
Thank you. That place was horrible. Thank you.
Is everyone willing to try to go back in again?
Yes.
It doesn't seem like we have much choice.
You three are awake, but you notice that Dante is actually still out. Because you were paying more attention to Kylantha and her kind of like going kind of like a little bit spastic there. You see that he's still laying there and he's like shivering and shaking every few seconds. But he's actually still. It seems like he's also still in the dreamscape as well. Dr. Ilhausen begins to let the the pendulum tick again back and forth. And I actually think that I might have done it wrong last time. I don't think I need to make you guys make check. It's just him. And let's see.
I'm going to lay there and I'm going to pretend like I'm going to let him go in. I mean, but really I'm drunk, so I'm going to go back in anyway. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to think in my head, it's not going to work this time, so we'll try to stay out of it.
Okay. And can you guys make? Oh, yeah. So go ahead and make your charisma checks again.
Oh, we do have to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Shane.
21.
18.
Mine's a well-deserved 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried really hard to stay out of it.
Okay, so
I'm going to be pissed if I go back in there and them fuckers aren't in there.
he rolled super good, but not enough to get past Kylaris' natural 20. Let me see what it says here. Okay, so you two actually start, like, you're almost immediately out.
Yeah.
You guys can actually, both of you see Kyla and within seconds she's out. It must have had something to do with that vial that she drank. It takes you just a little bit longer, Darian, to pass out, but you also, you eventually do. As for you, Shane, it does not seem to be working this time. Perhaps you're still thinking about the repercussions of going in there, the ship sinking like it did. You have so many questions as well, but you don't have time to ask them. Too many things are basically going through your head at once, and you're unable to basically fall asleep. And after several minutes, you can see that Ilhausen kind of like notices this and stops and looks over to you. It seems like it's not working with you as well as it did the first time. Perhaps you should take some of these drinks as well.
Well, I'm loath to take anything that can alter my mind, but once again, it doesn't seem like I have a choice.
He says, of course you has a choice. You can stay out here and help me with the others.
I'm afraid that it would be against my code to let them face the dangers alone while I sit here in comfort.
It's very well. Then you must take the drink, but just remember that you do have a choice.
I'll take the drink and drink it.
Go ahead and make your check again.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, it worked on you too, pretty good.
That's some good shit.
Okay, so you guys now are standing back on the deck of the Wayfarer as this raging storm is basically tossing about. You and the other members of the crew kind of slide on the briny planks and grab at the swinging rigging as you steady yourselves. Captain Silas is at the wheel again, and he's shouting orders just the same as last time. So everything's basically playing out the same as it did before. It's not like you came back and you picked up where you left off. It's like the entire dreamscape started over again.
Really?
And the storm, the giant jagged rocks covered with the sea spray like the teeth of some rabid beast, the tentacles, everything kind of plays through all back over again. But then something changes. Adler, which is the captain's son, he disappears over the side of the deck as it breaks apart this time. But in a moment, you're all in the water, sinking like stones towards the bottom of the sea. As you sink, you notice that the undersea realm glows with faint but steady light. What's more, you seem to be breathing water as though if it were fresh air. But this doesn't seem strange to you for some reason. Then you reach the bottom, and you find yourselves standing amid basically like a litter of wrecked ships and monstrous sea plants floating toward what seems to be like a large kind of like hole into the ground. Um, you can seems like talking is uninhibited as well because you hear the captain shouts, Captain Sire shouts to you guys, "We got more trouble, crew!" And he points to some dark shapes kind of approaching from the distance. I'm going to bring up the map now. Someone leave.
And Brian looks like he's connecting with a different device.
Oh, I can't remember what I named this damn thing.
I had to go to the restroom and I didn't want to miss the story.
I hear you. I found one. Damn it, can't remember the name of it. I might have put it in over. Yeah, I think I put it in this one. That was incorrect. And let me see. Sorting by date didn't matter. Actually, I can look at my phone what the name of it is. Sorry about this, guys.
That's okay.
It is